I have a message for you this morning entitled, Watch Your Diet. Have you ever been in a desert? I have. But anyway, the first thing you find is dust gets everywhere. I mean, you can have little bandanas over your nose, and your nose gets full of dust. Your clothes get dirty, smelly. Things you eat can be gritty with sand. Well, imagine living 40 years in the desert, what the Hebrew children faced. Remember, they didn't have refrigerators. If they wanted their meat to be preserved, they had to roast it, and their manna had to be kept covered, and they had to gather fresh all the time. It couldn't hold it for more than a day. Well, the Jews wandered 40 years. Imagine how dirty they would get. Well, God set special rules to keep the people from getting diseases. Notably, washing their hands. They had ceremonial hand washings. They didn't go to the bathroom in the camp. They had to go outside the camp, dig a little trench hole, and do their business, and then make sure it was covered up, because the Lord didn't want to walk among his people on poopy ground. All right? So, unclean animal carcasses. If they found a dead animal, they could not touch it. Leviticus chapter 7, verse 19. And the flesh that touches any unclean thing shall not be eaten. It shall be burnt with fire. And as for the flesh, all that be clean shall eat thereof. So, let's say one of their lambs died and it was by this other dead animal. They had to burn it with fire, and then they could eat of the meat. Well, God prescribed a diet. Leviticus 11, verse 1, And the Lord spoke unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts that ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. Whatsoever parteth the hoof, and is cloven-footed, and cheweth the cud, among the beasts you shall eat. So cattle, sheep, goats, oxen, they all had cloven hoofs. They could eat those. Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or them that divide the hoof, as the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof. He is unclean unto you. So even though John the Baptist wore camel hair, he didn't eat camel. And the coney, which is a rabbit, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the hare, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, is unclean to you. So, they couldn't have ham, they couldn't have pork chops or bacon, they couldn't have fried rabbit. And the swine, though he divide the hoof, and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you. Of their flesh ye shall not eat, and their carcass ye shall not touch. They are unclean to you. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters. Whatsoever hath fins and scales in the water, in the seas, and in the rivers ye shall eat. But they couldn't eat oysters or clams or those type things. And all that have not fins and scales in the sea and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination to you. Sea turtles, water snakes. Many birds were forbidden. And these are they which ye shall have in abomination among the fowls. They shall not be eaten. They are an abomination. The eagle, the ossifrage, and the osprey, and the vulture, and the kite after his kind, every raven after his kind, and the owl, and the nighthawk, and the cuckoo, and the hawk after its kind, and the little owl, and the cormorant, and the great owl, and the swan, and the pelican, and the gyre eagle, and the stork, the heron after its kind, and the lapwing, and the bat. Leviticus 11:24 says, And for these ye shall be unclean. Whosoever toucheth the carcass of them shall be unclean until evening. Animals banned were, in verse 30, the ferret, the chameleon, the lizard, the snake, and the mole. They could eat grasshoppers and locusts like John the Baptist did. Most bugs were banned, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth shall be an abomination. It shall not be eaten. God's new covenant diet. Peter had a vision, Acts 10:11, and saw heaven open, and a certain vessel descended unto him, as it had been a great sheet knit at the four corners, and let down to the earth, wherein were all manner of four-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts, and creeping things, and fowls of the air. These were all unclean animals. And there came a voice to him, Rise, Peter, kill and eat. But Peter said, Not so, Lord, for I have never eaten anything that is common or unclean. And the voice spake unto him again the second time, What God hath cleansed, thou shalt not call thou common. And you know what? All these were in place until Christ came. Christ's blood freed us from the restrictions of the law. Excuse me. It makes us holy, not what we eat. So pass the bacon-wrapped fried rabbit, and pass fried clams, and the crab boil. Don't forget the lobster tails. Amen.